Hey all, Hipper here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are looking at Everspace 2. Now I've talked about this game before on the channel, but I just wanted to show you why it's so good. So here I'm just flying through space, totally random, and I happen to come across this deserted mining station, right? This takes me back to the days of Skyrim, for example, where you're walking through the forest and suddenly you see something in the distance, and it turns out to be not just something random, but an actual elaborate quest or puzzle. It's the same thing in Everspace 2, just obviously in space. So here I warped to the special area, and I just gotta get rid of some enemies first, just like Skyrim again. And after that, it is puzzle time. And the puzzles in Everspace 2 are just so good. Like, they're really interesting, and it's really something that's very, very different from any other space game I've played. For example, here I find this hardened ore patch. I don't know what that is. A little bit more exploration. I find this like seemingly inconspicuous hole, but it turns out that I can actually remove some of the debris here, and there's something secret in there. So again, it's very RPG-like, and EverQuest 2 really is a sort of a version of Skyrim in space. A much better version than Starfield is, for example, because, Everspace 2 is actually fun to play. So anyway, I find this random explosive charge here, and I happen to, stumble across a detonator socket, and then it starts to make sense. Okay, I have to blow up this asteroid here. Okay, but still, there's a lot more stuff to do here. And this is just something I randomly happened to find in the game, and there's literally hundreds of these spread out through the universe for you to find, and I still haven't done all of them at all. So a little bit more exploration. I find this thing that needs a power socket, or a power core, sorry. So I happen to find a power core. So we bring that back to whatever this thing is, and we figure out, okay, let's pop it in the core. A bit more exploration, we find another one, and we'll pop that in on the other side. And then stuff happens, totally unexpected here. And I figure out, okay, so this thing is actually what is needed to blow through this weird hole here. And these little surprises here, you can't really prepare for them, because I haven't never done this before. I've done many of the quests in the game, but I've never happened to, run into something like this. And there's always little secrets, little stuff to do and stuff to understand, and that's why Everspace 2 is just so good. And it's sort of have got a bit of a renaissance suddenly, this game here, because a few YouTubers happened to find it and have played it. I think they found it cheap on Steam or something, and that's really good, because this is one of the best games I've ever played. And it doesn't even have multiplayer. It's a totally solo focused adventure, but it's just so good. And like I said earlier, it does remind me a lot about Skyrim. This game is just as hard to put down as Skyrim, and there's just so many things to do. And first of all, the game is really, really long. And just, for example, searching for valuable shipwrecks, that can take you days and days of gameplay just doing that in the vast space here. But here I figure out, hey, I forgot to get an explosive charge in here. I'm still missing one, so that's why I'm back in this area here. And if you snooze, you lose in this game here. There's no real help. You have to figure out these puzzles on your own, which of course is half the fun. So here we're getting a few more explosive charges, and we're getting ready to actually be able to trigger them now. So of course, we need a final little challenge here, so we have to trigger all of them before the time actually runs out, and that's easier said than done. So I'll just cheat a little bit here and jump to the the section where I actually managed to do it. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what stuff you can just totally randomly come across in this game here. And I think I spent about 45 minutes here just flying around trying to figure out this puzzle here. And all in all, I've spent more than 100 hours on the game, and I have reached the level cap, but there's still so much left to do that I haven't done. And suddenly I thought, okay, I'll give this game another chance, and I'm just sucked in immediately. So I highly recommend this game, especially on PlayStation 5, and if you got a PSVR 2, I highly recommend it as well. It's not supported, but it does work really well in the headset in cinematic mode. So I hope you enjoyed this video here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you out there.